Right, we have two 34-5 litre small planter tanks in the kitchen. We have crystal reds, cherry shrimp, snails, and we have just disposable CO2 on it at the moment. It's a couple of floating plants, moss. This is this one. This one's basically the same setup, just different plants and a different rock that's in it. So what we're going to do is going to change it to CO2 injection. This one has pandas, wine reds and yellow cherry shrimp in, along with the snails and moss. So we're going to change it, but the injected CO2 can drop the pH in the tank. At the minute it hovers around 6.6 to 6.8. Relatively soft, 1 kH, 5 GH in both of them. But just to get a little bit better plant growth, we are going to try it. We're going to try off really slow. I'll take you to the unboxing with the regulator, what we've got at the moment. And we're just going to see how it works, so stay posted and we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Right, in the tanks for the CO2, it's a regulator, some extra equipment, and these are diffusers. These are just off Amazon, stainless steel. We'll see how them go. I didn't get a bad review. We've got some CO2 pipe, an extra manifold. I did order an extra bubble counter because it didn't see it. These are from CO2 supermarket. It didn't say that the regulator came with one. It has a hole for one, but I do only have two, even though I ordered an extra one, so something to watch out if anybody orders.
That's not sponsored by CO2 Supermarket, is it?
No, not sponsored. I paid all this with all my own money. Got the ultimate one, so you could add an extra manifold because they're doing 2 tanks. So we're getting, that looks like your CO2 seal. UK plug, you do get the option. And that is the regulator. I say, I don't know if that's a hole for the bubble counter, but it's lucky I ordered one anyway. We've just been locally and getting a 10 litre food grade CO2 tank, which this should attach to, and when we're all up and plumbed in, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to add an extra manifold. Take the old one out because I think this one is like an end one. You get the others all in the middle. Just 2 screws. We've got a gasket. Same one here, but this one actually has a pin going through, and this one doesn't. That's why I think that's the end one, otherwise it would leak, I think. The gasket. These would be the same screws, nothing else would fit into them. quickly to get lined up. Screws of a screw. I didn't know, so you can actually get the other ones in. So I'll put this one back on. Extra Allen case, which is handy. Fit this gasket. Tight. You need your needle valves, and then screw them all the way in so they're tight. And you need this all the way to its low setting, which is left. Right, we'll do the bubble floats for now. Decide what your line goes on. I've got a little gasket inside which I'm not sure. Probably in here. Yep, my pops in there, fits nicely. Fill these up with water or an oil. You can get certain oils, mine's just be tank water. So, gasket inside. You have to buy an extra bubble counter obviously because that can just be used. You might have a bubble counter in your line, you might have a bubble counter on your diffuser. So I'm using these ones. That's why you have to buy an extra one. It makes sense. That's that one. I'll keep them somewhere. All things good quality at the moment. This is about a mid-range one. It's cheaper than, I think it's about £70 cheaper than the one from CO2 Art. But it wasn't as cheap as some I could have gotten on Amazon. I think with the extra manifold and everything it was around £170. Right, then we'll walk nip up tight. Next thing, sounds fairly simple, is you have a gasket. You have spare gaskets there. That's a gasket already on there. That's just a spare gasket set. Quite useful. This side is for your gas bottle. Should be that white one, and then there's another gasket for one of your manifolds. So I'll put them in there. And that will do. There's a certain way CO2 supermarket send you instructions about setting these up. Needle valves close, this all the way off. Connect your bottle. So right now, this is a pressure valve at the back here. This is your solenoid. On and off, obviously put this to a timer. We're going to go very slow when we add it to the tank. Most places recommend one in your bubble counters, 1 bubble a second to start with. I think we'll probably be on the lower side of that. 1 bubble every 2 seconds maybe. And I might only do 1 tank at a time, I'm not sure. Maybe run one for a week, or we might just jump and do them both, I'm not sure yet. But we'll be back when we've connected the bottle. Right, there's the bottle all in and the regulator on. We had a little bit of a leak in one of the bubble counters, but a little tighten up, and that was fine. At the minute we've got it going at roughly 1 bubble between 2 and 3 seconds. I just don't want to overload a little tank. I can maybe build it up later.
I'll see if I can get them bubbles in. There you go.
Might have actually slowed down a bit, but we're just going to work off. Are you ready?
Yeah.
That's one way, nice fine bubble. We're going to work on the CO2 level, obviously on shrimp health first, the bubble checker and the pH, which is on here. Keep an eye on this constantly over the 2 weeks. This one is exactly the same, but I'm going to aim for this to be a lime green, but I'd rather the pH be a little bit more stable and have a smaller level of CO2 in the tank, and the shrimp be okay rather than big swings. No doubt the neos will be fine. It's a little bit low pH for neos, but I haven't found any problem. I used to do it years ago, and these have been fine for months. They're breeding well. There's lots of little shrimp in here, buried, as you can see. There's 2 buried. I'm not sure if that one's saddled. I cannot tell. Yep, I think that one's saddled and 2 buried. So the shrimp are okay, these, but if it does drop to 5, they might suffer. We do put a mineral supplement in the feed once a week. So we should be alright. There's a little bit algae on the sides of the tank. We only keep the front clean, the back's for them to graze. But we'll keep you updated on how it goes.